Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at which super attacks you can farm currently on DBZ Dokkan Metal Global, and of course which characters you can farm those super attacks for. Now as usual, I don't cover the Ginyu Force events, nor do I cover the Team Bardock events, although these events are permanent along with the super strikes, and you should always check here for farmable characters. A great example is the Int Ally Captain Ginyu. However, there are a whole bunch of other characters and events that have returned, and we want to see exactly who we can farm our super attacks with. So the first event is this Pepe Gals event. It features Ribrianna, Kakunsa, and Rosie. Not a huge incentive to summon or to farm super attacks here, as there's no real characters that utilize those ones. So realistically, a bit of a skip, to be honest with you. Fusion Reborn features a Veku, of which we have no other characters of, and we also have a Frieza final form. There's some decent Frieza final forms, notwithstanding the Strength and the AGL Frieza final form. So there is some incentive to using that event to farm for those characters. It also starts as an SSR, so 50% chance of raising that super attack level. So ultimately at the end of the day, a pretty good reason why. Next, obviously, in terms of the other events, we have a couple more summonable options. So coming down to like summonable farming attacks, the next event features a pretty big one, Zamasu. So there's quite a few Zamasus that you can raise using this super attack. Quite frankly, there's the Int Zamasu, AGL Zamasu, the Strength Zamasu, the Physical Zamasu. There's so many different Zamasus. Please just bear in mind that obviously you're not able to use this Zamasu for the merged Zamasu units. You're going to use it for standard name Zamasu units. But bear in mind as well that he is a SSR, so it's a 50% chance at raising super attack, which ultimately at the end of the day is pretty good. So that's all really solid. Coming up to the next event, so we have the Fight Against Despair. Quite a popular event that's back all the time, but Future Gohan, Future Trunks, or Super Saiyan Trunks Future I should say, and specifically Android 17 and 18 Future are going to be the ones you benefit from here. Now because this Gohan Dokkan awakens into Super Saiyan, you can use him for both standard based Future Gohans and Super Saiyan Gohans, although probably the Super Saiyan Gohans are more appealing just because of the fact that it's a guaranteed raise. But you also have a ton of Super Saiyan Trunks Future options, so you can use those as well. The Int one, the Strength one, etc. There's another event that will drop more Super Saiyan Trunks Futures, so you don't have to farm this one. There is always the Prime Battle, but it is just something that's still appealing to a certain extent. In terms of the Androids, specifically Android 17 and 18 Future, so not Android 17 and 18 Standard, although fortunately enough, there is an event that'll let you farm those ones as well. So, there we go. The next one we have is the Metal Cooler event, the 9 billion power. Firstly, a great free-to-play team for all new players to get, but at the same time, quite a few Metal Coolers can be farmed using this. So you have a ton of great Metal Coolers to farm, tons of them, the AGL one, the Physical LR. It won't count for things like the Metal Cooler Army, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. Then we have the Universal Survival Saga event that features an Android 17 and 18. Honestly, here, pretty straightforward. You have units like MVP 17, you have the Tech Android 17s, pretty solid-ish in terms of roster. Same with Android 18. You've got some decent-ish Android 18 options, although obviously they've kind of aged a little bit now. Then we have the two Super Trunks events. Both of them feature different variants of Trunks. So all in all, just great. Just great in terms of like a whole bunch of, how can I say, like Trunkses. There's Trunks Future, there's Super Saiyan Trunks, there's Trunks Teen Future. So there's plenty of different Trunkses. The Trunkses can be a bit confusing, so just check which ones match to the name you want to farm. But generally speaking, there's so many different Trunkses that you can at least farm for 2, 3, or 4 with relative ease, to be entirely honest with you. So yeah, all in all, pretty straightforward stuff. Tons of great units to farm here. I think for me personally, plenty incentive to farm units. And yeah, especially when you got units like Trunks, Future Gohan, 17, 18. These are great ways to fill up on the super attacks of some other great units. And that's it. Obviously, super strikes, growth events, like I mentioned, don't cover. So yeah,